All right, y'all, get in here. This is going to be, I guarantee, something you have not heard before, and I'm going to say it right out in front. You're going to hear me say it a whole lot in this episode, this live stream brought to you for everyone across the incredible nation. When the opponents are making a mistake, let them. Give them every microphone. That is a standing principle on this channel. Jasmine Crockett's a great example. Every microphone you can find. In fact, manufacture 8 more, give her those too. Guys, the left, the Democrats, are in the process of making one of the biggest mistakes that I've seen them make since 2020. And it's starting to come to fruition. Guys, I swear to you, I've got everything linked. It's all in the description box. You guys need to see this one. We're going to go out on a limb here, and I'm just going to tell you where this is going to go. Because one thing you haven't heard in the last week and a half, 2 weeks, is the word affordability. There's a reason for it coming from the lefties. I'm going to show you the entire thing, decode all of it for your viewing pleasure. Please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. We are in the middle of cutting through the propaganda, showing you what's going to happen, potentially before it does happen. And of course, we're saving this country together. So as you get in here, guys, comments, chats, emojis, make the entire world go round. And tell that notification bell to get off his ass on the couch and get the Cheeto dust off his chest, because he's got work to do. And every time you engage, you do just that. You poke it with a little stick. It's amazing. I love each and every one of you for it. All right, guys. This one is going to be a big one. Okay, we got audio, video. Excellent. Good stuff. Guys, I swear to you, you're going to like this one. And if you don't, you might be dead. Okay. I'm going to put over here comments, chats, emojis. We're going to get the energy going. We're going to get the vibe. We are going to... Oh, I'm telling you, this is awesome. Comments, chats, emojis. Make the world go round. And you guys know the rules. Once I pin that... it's over. We're off to the races. All right, it is pinned. Let's do this, guys. Remember, the entire stream is driven by your engagement. It's the ultimate way to poke the lefties right in the corneas. All right, here we go. Guys, I'm telling you, we always do an appetizer. The early viewer gets the worm, and this one was particularly awesome. If you saw my video earlier today, I am so proud of one of my viewers. Captain Tripper tagged me on X today. I had said I was going to open up a Hell's Parka store because hell keeps freezing over and the people need demand for coats. And somebody made it. I mean, hot dog. He has tagged me on it and everything. That is why we jump over on the X. Follow me at Braden LOA. Super credit and a little bit of a hat tip to Captain Tripper for making an incredible image and obviously a regular viewer. All right, let's keep on going, guys. We have got to deal with a whole lot of stupid. All right. I'm going to start off with one of the most puzzling things I've heard today. And that's a lot because I watch X almost all day when I'm not building pergolas in the backyard. All right. Liberals have got a new move, guys. They're now calling for everyone to boycott their local fire departments after one in West Virginia was spotted helping ICE arrest illegal immigrants on a roof. What? Okay, so let me just lay this out for you guys. If you're new here, let me walk you through the decoding of the leftist mind virus. Anything and everything that has to do with ICE, therefore, is bad, and we must boycott it because it's our right as an American citizen, and it's a natural thing that we must do, including fire departments. How the F do you boycott a fire department? Your house gets on fire and then you say, no, go away, you helped ICE that one time? Like, honest to God, what's the thinking here? I need to be brought into it because I understand boycotting a corporation. I understand not working or like a call-out day. Like, I get it. I understand, like, woo. But boycotting the fire department? Do they sell things that I don't know about? I don't know, guys. It's just the level of stupid we're getting into. And this is just the beginning. Hey, speaking of stupid, by the way, this is so primed for your comments. Oh, look who it is. Don Lemon. All right, y'all. We're going to have a little bit of a struggle session with Don because Don is having a very hard day. And he's lashing out against you pesky people who would dare vote for Donald Trump. And also, by the way, give the Republicans the Senate and the House and pretty much spike the ultimate loss and defeat of the Kamala Harris, Tim Walz campaign. That's going real well across the board. Right in the end zone. We're real mad. We're real mad for Don. But I want to just walk you through this, and we're gonna let him have his say. I'm gonna run the whole 50 seconds, and then I'm gonna kind of hit a few of the points because it turns out that he does not like when. You know what? I'm going to let him express himself. He's very, very good at it. Don Lemon. Oh, man. Here we go.
Is this what you voted for? Why would you even want this job? Is your ego and your penis, are they that small that you feel that you have to harass people in order to feel like a man or to feel strong? Is this what you voted for? Is this what you voted for? Maybe it is, and if you did, then you're a cruel, heartless bastard. Clearly, what this administration is trying to get you to do is unlawful. It is inhumane. It is unpatriotic, and it is un-American, although by the minute it is becoming what America is. And maybe we have crossed that threshold, that thing that switches to the other side where this is what America is. You ICE goons and federal agents who are out there, you are common terrorists. Is this what you...
Okay, I let him have his words. Now we're going to have some fun. So, it's unpatriotic and it's unlawful to follow laws. That's the big take. They're terrorists because they're following laws. Okay. I'm not going to talk about anybody's penis. That was a weird thing to bring into this, but see what I did there? Sometimes you just lose the ability to reason with stupid sometimes, because this is not what people voted for when literally one of the top topics in the entire election was immigration, was the open border, was the fact that they lied to you on the Biden administration and said there is no problem at the open border. And then we got in here and it was like, oh my God, it's open the whole time and everyone knows it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that a very large portion of the population, meaning even the popular vote, voted for removal of people who are here unlawfully. But now let's go into the other piece to this, because he called us cruel and heartless. Okay. This is where the big juxtaposition occurs. And if you're on the right, you'll kind of align with this. And if you happen to be one of those lefties that wanders into the chat, you won't understand this. Fair warning. There is a balance between being charitable and having compassion and throwing open your entire country for the entire population of the world because you don't want to offend anybody. And let me explain this a little bit further for Donnie Lemon here. If you bring in 12 million people and you don't know who they are, and they've circumvented the entire immigration system, all the immigrants who have come in through the legal immigration system just got screwed out of about $10,000 to $15,000. The illegal immigrants come into the country. They start then interacting in the workforce. They don't pay taxes, but they still draw from the tax base. Okay, through the school systems, the hospital systems, the police systems, the fire department, those ones that are being boycotted. So there's a fine line between being a cruel, heartless bastard and having a pair of testicles to actually enforce the laws on the nation's books. These are the same people, and this is going to make an appearance in a second, who will tell you that it's the police's fault for arresting criminals when criminals break the law. This is the exact same people, and this is where the mistake lies, because you're about to see everything that they're doing is going down the exact same pathway that they did in 2020. And let me tell you, it was a very bad pathway. I talked about it then, I'm talking about it now. They are about to abandon affordability push on the Democrat side, and they're going to go towards Abolish ICE side. Watch. I'm going to show you the entire thing. Even Democrat even Democrat moderate position organizations are sounding the alarm on this. Oh, I'm going to do a lot more because it's going to happen. All right. So that's done. And let me know what you guys think in the emojis, chats, and comments. Oh, before we get into the Let's Ride tab, I forgot to tell you guys this. Of course, you guys know that as part of the crowd, part of the chat, part of the community of patriots across this entire country looking to save it from the leftist mind virus, you have a amazing opportunity to be deputized in our chats. And anytime a leftist wanders in here and starts rabble-rousing amongst their keyboard, you guys are fully deputized to take care of that. I'll do stuff on this side of the keyboard, you do stuff in the chat, and we'll meet in the middle and we'll have some freedom. Okay, remember that deputization, because it's been happening a lot recently. It's almost like we're over the target. All right, I got a couple super chats real quick I got to get to, and then we are going to start this bad boy off. 1,200 people in here right now. Thank you guys for being here. John Moline, $5 super chat says, okay guys, if Nerf came out with a Nerf dart minigun, would you buy one? I don't understand what that means. Nerf came out with a Nerf dart minigun, would you buy one? I mean, like, duh. Oh man, David Savage, by the way, I fired a real one, so just saying. David Savage, $5.99, Lemonhead and Oberman, the crazy should be dating. I mean, I think the crazy always finds crazy. Don't worry, that's like a rule in the universe. All right, I got the super chats. You guys have been deputized. We got the comments, the chats, the emojis. I see them flying. 1,300 people in here. Let's get it, guys. Oh, man, here we go. Here we freaking go. So, if you've been on the channel for a while, I just clicked the wrong button. No, I can't do that. Sorry. If you've been on the channel for a while, this might sound oddly familiar to you. Because Dana Perino seems to be either have been watching us or has come to the conclusion just now. I want you to listen to what she says about the Democrats. And you guys tell me in the chat if you remember you and I talking about this for the past 4 to 5 months now. Okay, watch.
This year will be 2 years past the 2024 election, and the Democrats still have no idea why they lost. They buried the autopsy. They don't really want to talk about it. They won't listen to people like Bill Maher. They won't listen to people like Rahm Emanuel. They don't want to listen to James Carville. They just don't want to listen. They want to be progressive, and they want to be Mamdani. It is coming to all of these congressional districts. And one thing to watch, too, in particular, is the far left is really pushing moderate Democrats in primaries to claim that Israel was committing genocide. So let's just say you have a moderate Democrat that probably could win this district, but he's got a challenger from his left. You go to any of these forums and they'll say, raise your hand if you think Israel was committing genocide. And if you don't raise your hand, you will lose that primary, which means that Republicans are going to be running against really left-wing lunatics come the midterm elections this year.
All right, and now why is this so important? This is crucially important. And again, there's the caveat that I have to tell you. There's always someone in the chat that says, don't say anything good because then no one will do anything. Okay, listen, I'm gonna show you guys hope. I'm gonna show you guys how we're gonna do it. I'm gonna show you what the opponents are gonna do. I'm gonna show you how to undermine them. And then I'm gonna show you how we're gonna win. That's what I'm gonna show you. So here's my caveat. You're going to vote like you're losing, because that's what I'm going to do. All these things are what I'm going to do. Vote like you're losing, grind like you're losing, pay attention like you're losing, share like you're losing, be involved like you're losing, and then check all the votes after everything happens. I mean, literally, leave it all on the field, okay? I have to say it every single time. That's my disclaimer. What she's talking about is exactly what we've been talking about on this channel together for months now. The far left progressives, the far left candidates are pushing the moderate Democrats who have a chance in purple states, in purple districts, completely to the left. Therefore, they are basically creating a black hole and sucking everyone to the left. When that happens, the moderate Democrat that could win because people don't necessarily like the Trump thing in like a purple district, hypothetically, they're not going to vote for the far left progressive candidate. You want to know a perfect example? Jasmine Crockett, Graham Plattner. Those are both Senate campaigns, one in Maine, one in Texas. They're both being pushed far to the left because far left progressives came into the race. You're watching it happen. I've shown you existing articles, existing pushes inside the Democrat Party where they are openly saying the left is sucking all of our money dry, of which we don't have a lot. We won't have anything left to fight the primaries when we fend off left challengers. Guys, I'm going to do multiple videos on this. This is a thing. It's actively happening. I mean, Fox News just picked up on it, so it's obviously happening. All right, let's keep on going. Guys, we got to talk about some stuff. We got planes, we got targets. I love to hear it. Okay, here we go. All right, listen. Come here. Before I show you the Rankin Rizzler, and if you know that, you get it. If you don't, you don't. Okay. Here's the thing that you're going to start to see because it's starting to happen. And I'm going to be a little bit, I always say I'm not on this channel, I'm not Nostradamus, and I don't tell the future. I've got a real good indication, gut feeling on this one that I feel pretty confident to go, this is about to happen, okay? Because we've seen it before, and I'm going to show you how. Right now, you have an extremely emotional far left base that is overwhelming the airwaves versus moderate Democrats, okay? That is irrefutable. It's 100% happening. That emotion and that rage and that anger and that overflowing of loss of control is pushing everyone to do things like abolish ICE. And this is the part you need to pay attention to. I'm going to show all of it to you in the tabs that are right up here. You'll see them in a second. They are going from, this is a horrible incident, to abolish ICE completely. They are making the exact same mistake that they did in 2020 with defund the police. I'm telling you, they're abandoning the word affordability because we talked about it. They were going to go with affordability, and then everything started turning around, and gas prices started going down, and prices started going down, and all of a sudden it's defund ICE, right? They dropped they dropped affordability because it's not salient anymore, and they're going towards defund ICE, abolish ICE, defund DHS. Okay. I'm telling you, this is happening. It's exactly the same as defunding the police. And that was a cataclysmic event for the Democrats. Cataclysmic. Okay? Watch. We're going to keep on going. Let's get back over here. So back to the ranking Rizzler. Top House Democratic appropriator Rosa DeLauro will not commit to reducing ICE funding. Now, why would she have to make that statement? The reason is because the media and the left is saying which Democrats are going to defund ICE. I've got many tabs we're about to drive into. And guys, let me hear you in the comments. Planes, targets. If I'm over it, you gotta let me know. Okay, this is contingent on your engagement and feedback. But there's the first one I'm gonna bring to the table for evidence. Here's the other side of this. If you don't know who this guy is, this is Justin Pearson. Justin Pearson is a Tennessee state legislator who is basically a activist who got notoriety over getting kicked out of the Tennessee legislature after breaking the rules about 2 years ago. That's this guy's claim to fame. So he's always looking for a national flashpoint to raise his name, ID, and profile because that's what he's got. This is what they're doing. I'm going to turn the audio off because this doesn't matter on the audio. This is what he's doing in the Tennessee State Capitol when they started a new legislative session. This is exactly the same actions that you saw under defund the police. Abolishing ICE, abolish ICE. What was the number one thing that happened in the 2024 election that drove all of this forward? It was immigration, abuse of immigration, and an open border. They're out here now doing abolishing ICE. It's the exact same thing when they had a tremendous influx of criminals in 2020 because crimes were spiking because they shut down the whole frickin' world. And then they said to defund the police when criminals got criminaled. Literally. That is what you are looking at, okay? I'm going to keep on going. And he's getting all these cheers and accolades. This is a very important piece. You guys have to see this because you're going to start to see this piece together very shortly. Here's another one. This is a really important piece. Again, all of these things are all tied together. The progressives are coming out and coming out hard. Representative Summer Lee. Anyway, abolish ICE. Now, why would she say that? She's responding to that neutral or the moderate group of Democrats who are saying, don't use the word abolish ICE. Don't use the word defund ICE. Do not do this. I got the whole article, like literally all these tabs. Guys, I'm telling you, this is probably one of the more important videos I've done in a while because it's all going in that direction. And I've got everything linked in the description box below. You can check all my work. You can send it out. You can do whatever you want. It's fine with me. You can make little clips of this video and distribute it all you want to. That's fine too. The point is, this is the way you save the country by pointing this out. Let them do it. Every microphone, every single one of them, every one of them. Because this is how they lost everything. This was the beginning. All right. Man, who will miss its Spartacus, or Mr. Googly Eyes, as Ben Shapiro calls him? Watch this.
Your colleague is calling on you and others to refuse to fund DHS unless those new rules are put in place for ICE and immigration enforcement. Do you agree?
Look, for me personally, I can't in good conscience support an agency that is so out of control.
Your colleague.
Okay, so that's actually defunding the Department of Homeland Security. How do you think that's going to play with the middle of America? Again, I understand that certain people aren't for overbloated bureaucracies, and I 100% agree. I don't like overbloated bureaucracies. There's a lot of issues. I am not conflating that issue with this one. This is just defunding the police on steroids. Do you guys remember how this worked last time? Defund the police was the purity test, the litmus test, and everyone was pure, did that action. And if you didn't, you weren't elected. Then, after it was so detrimental to them in the 2022 election, and I believe 2022 election, that they came out and they said, well, actually, Republicans who defunded police the whole time. The Republicans defunded law enforcement. They tried to Uno reverse it. It didn't work, but they tried. Now, they're trying to defund DHS, defund ICE, and that's the exact same thing. They're going to make the exact same mistakes, and I say let them. All right, I'm going to have to put this on. I got a situation here. I got people like texting me all over the place. Hold on, I owe you guys a ding-free environment. Okay, there we go. We're on Do Not Disturb. Fear not. I apologize for the interruption. Let's keep going, because now we're at that break point. Y'all listen. This is an incredibly important point of this entire story, because I'm going to tie it all together and show you all the articles. This is a very important piece of this live stream. So if you guys are enjoying this, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on if you are new. And of course, if you just check it for yourself, make sure you didn't get that old, like algorithm monster that accidentally unsubscribed you. Just get a little checky check, just saying. And then also comments, chats, and emojis. Your engagement helps the notification bell button guy get off the couch with his Cheeto dust and Tostitos and actually do something, get a job. Yeah, that'd be great. Just poke him with a stick. All right, let's keep on going, people. We have done the break. I just got about 10 seconds of a reprieve. Let's keep on going. We got stuff to do. Here's why this is important. I was told, and so were you. You were assured, nay, guaranteed, that everything was going blue. Every single thing you could imagine. I mean, my God, even the color red went blue. It was so heavily tied into the Democrat ideals that, literally, it was like that song from Eiffel 64, or 65, if you're my age and you're 40, like, I'm blue. It was like that. Everything was blue. It was crazy. And then at the same time, it's weird. In Michigan, there's a new governor poll that says the Republican is winning. Wait a minute. That can't be right. That is not what I was told. Maybe I can pull another tab, see here. Oh, yep, yep. The Republican is still winning in Michigan governor race. Guys, a lot of what you're under is propaganda. Honest to God. And I threw this in here just for this reason. Because the propaganda is off the charts. It is insane. I was texting with one of my buddies who's involved in politics, involved in things, doesn't matter who it is. But I said to him, I've never seen propaganda this thick. I've never in my life seen it. And I studied politics my entire life. It is absolutely wild. There was agreement. All right. Super chat from the Gun Club Pod, $10. Rare for me to catch you live because of my work schedule, but really appreciate your great work. Mega dittos to you, sir. That means the world to me. As I am a Rush baby, I appreciate every second of that. All right. Let's keep on going. I'm just going to burn by the break. I don't need that many breaks. I'm not a lefty. All right, here we go. It's just a little doop. All right. This is the whole point right here. Everything in these videos, it's always like a little Hansel and Gretel. It's just straight up breadcrumbs through the forest until we get to the determined outcome. And that's what we're doing right now. Everything I've shown you is the setup to this individual report and in the response to this report. Okay? Third way, which I'll remind you who third way is in a second. Imploring Democrats not to use the term abolish ICE. Well, that worked. Hey, don't use the term. Technically, to be fair, he's not using the term. He's just using a flag. But anyway, back to it. The impulse is emotional. The slogan is simple, but politically, it is lethal. Lethal, says NBC News. They're sounding the alarm. They know as well. It's not just you guys getting the cutting edge. These guys see the writing on the wall too, and they're kind of like, uh-oh, we've seen this movie before. Let's keep on going. I'm going to walk you through the entire thing. And just so you know, Third Way is the organization that is a moderate group that said you've got to moderate if you want to win elections. The Democrats did not listen. They are going way left. Okay, keep going. I'm here for it. I'll give you every microphone you want because that's what's going to happen. Now, Third Way put out many different reports, many different polling, all of it that said the main issues were the focus on transgender issues. They were on defunding the police. They were on an open border. They were on the resistance to any type of feedback, the Biden thing, the short circuiting and the refusal to acknowledge that, the Afghan withdrawal, all of those things. Third Way was like, y'all, we can't do this if we want to win. Well, they're out banging the gong again. Listen to this. Super chat, hold on, from Jeannie, $9.99. The leftist must really love the Purge movies. That's what happens when you don't have law enforcement, dumbasses. Yeah. All right. Democrats need to drop the Abolish ICE political slogan if they have a hope of winning back the majority in Congress. A center-left think tank is warning. Do you understand the language that just shifted? It's gone from absolutely 100% absolutely going to be blue to it's going to be close because, hope it works out, now to if you want a prayer, stop it. It's amazing how that just keeps on moving, isn't it? Third way, in a memo to Democrats, they write a memo to Democrats, first shared with NBC News, warned Democrats against talking in extreme terms in the wake of the highly charged days following the ICE shooting of Renee Nicole Good. The impulse is emotional, the slogan is simple, but politically it is lethal. It is lethal. A memo written by Sarah Pierce and Lene Erickson, leaders in social policy for Third Way. Every call to abolish ICE risks squandering one of the clearest opportunities in years to secure meaningful reform of immigration enforcement while handing Republicans exactly the fight they want. Now, why would they have the fight that they want? And again, I love reading into the deeper details. Because Republicans are the strongest on security. Republicans are the strongest on border security. The Republicans are strongest on crime. And the Republicans are strongest on national security. They are playing into the Republicans' sweetest spot. That's why the memos are coming out. I'm going to do an entire deep dive video on this. And I'll probably have to hit it like 800 different times between now and November of the elections. But that's what you're seeing. They're playing directly into the Republicans' hands. The strongest portions of the conservative coalition and independents respond to exactly the opposite of what the Democrats are doing. And I'm here for it. Absolutely freaking here for it. Oh yeah, I gotta go to the next tab. So here's the actual document from Third Way. Again, it's all linked if you want to read it in depth. I've got a few highlights for you. Democrats, abolish ICE abuses, not ICE. Nuance is often lost on the lefties. I mean, to be fair, Third Way, come on, you know your people. You know your people. And guys, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. All right, let's get it. Let's dive in right here. Hold on a second. I got to show you this. Zoom in a little bit because even I can't see that crap. Moments like this can and should provoke anger and demands for dramatic action. In the wake of Good's death and the growing number of disturbing immigration enforcement incidents, calls to abolish ICE have once again surged on the left. The impulse is emotional, the slogan is simple, but politically it is lethal. Every call to abolish ICE risks squandering one of the clearest opportunities in years to secure meaningful reform of immigration enforcement while handing Republicans exactly the fight they want. I told you that already. The goal is not to eliminate enforcement. It is to ensure enforcement is lawful, targeted, and worthy of public trust. They're trying to thread a needle. ICE is necessary because we know the polling supports ICE being necessary and immigration reform being necessary. But ICE is also evil, so you can't say they're good. So law enforcement is good, but ICE's tactics are bad. The agency is good, but their tactics are bad. You see how this works? The only problem is they're far left progressives like the Don Lemons and all the people you see in the street. They don't live on nuance. They live in extreme emotion one way or the other. Either they don't care or they care too much. There is no nuance in these arguments. That's the point, and they don't understand that, or at least they're trying to break through. Here you go. My God, if this is not perfect. They put together a good point. I mean, like, they're not going to listen to it, but they put together a point. Abolish ICE. Emotionally satisfying, politically lethal. I highlighted this entire section because you have to see this. Democrats have seen this movie before with calls to defund the police. After lethal law enforcement abuses that stoked racial tensions, we know how this movie ends. I said early on, 4 days ago, this has got defund the police vibes written all over it. There it is in the Democrat Third Way narrative. Calls to abolish ICE follow the same script. It would be a tragedy built upon a tragedy if Democrat overreach allowed the inexcusable killing of Renee Good at the hands of ICE to be used to the advantage of Donald Trump and the Republican Party that is sympathetic to its excesses. Republicans understand this. They have deployed the abolish ICE phrase to their advantage before and will use it as a political lifeline again. Y'all, are you seeing the alarm bells they're sounding? It's been done before. It's brutally effective. You're walking into their sweet spot of support. Please stop. Nope. Rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic. In the 2024 election cycle, Republicans spent $741 million on immigration-related smear ads that devastated Democrats. What else do you... Why would Republicans spend $741 million and win the popular vote and win the House and win the Senate and win the White House, and then that devastated Democrats, and Democrats go, you know what, I was thinking it'd be a great idea to go down the Abolish ICE road. They're going to do it. You're seeing them do it because it's all about the social media congressman. They want that clip. They want that notoriety. It's exactly what they're doing. Attacking those Democrat calls was central to the success of much of that advertising, both against Democratic candidates who openly called for ICE's abolishment, and even against those who never did. In 2020, widespread outrage over police violence created a genuine opening for accountability reforms, including changes to qualified immunity. But that opening narrowed and ultimately closed when defund the police became the dominant frame. Are you guys seeing this? The slogan was easy to weaponize. It hardened opposition and it helped preserve the very systems reformers sought to change. The lesson is clear. When the debate sinks into polarizing slogans that read as anti-law or anti-safety, space for practical reform disappears. Yes, that's exactly what we saw. We saw it happen. You and I were there. We were alive. It wasn't 28 years ago. It was 28 weeks ago. Like, genuinely, this is what they did. But don't worry, they're not listening. They're not going to listen to me. I'm dumb. Abolishing ICE creeps back in Democratic messaging. By the way, they say I'm dumb. I don't say I'm dumb. Like, I'd be kind of rude. I'm awesome. You guys should subscribe, like, and share. At one point in vogue, then politically risky, calls to overhaul and even dissolve immigration agencies are growing among some Democrats after deportations across the country. Y'all, it's just wild. Third Way puts out an article that says, guys, stop. NBC goes, let's do it. There was a time when calling for the dismantling of the U.S. Immigration and Custom Enforcement Agency was considered too risky for a Democrat to campaign on. But today, images of aggressive immigration arrests in cities like Los Angeles, Chicago, Washington, D.C., New Orleans, and Charlotte, that's weird, those are all sanctuaries, have led to anti-ICE sentiment creeping back into the party's messaging. Oh yeah, there's Graham Plattner. That's the Senate candidate who has Nazi tattoos on his chest in Maine. Honest to God, real. There's a difference today from how Democrats messaged the issue in 2018 when the Abolish ICE movement swept across the progressive end of the party. The progressives are taking the Democrats to the left. It's going to be to their detriment. And I'm here for it. Many Democrats are now calling for an end to what they've coined secret police, saying they're carrying out kidnappings, most emphasize the need for a secure border and support deportations that target criminals. But they say today's immigration efforts are shrouded in secrecy and lack accountability. You seeing the needle they're trying to thread on this? Well, the deportations are definitely necessary, and border security is very, very important, but only for the law-violating ones. You mean like all of them? Asking for a friend. Anyway, let's keep on going, guys. Your emojis, your chats, your comments are giving me life. There we go. This is what I was waiting for. There she is. Man, I love this woman. I love her so much. She is a content machine. All she does is destroy the Democrat positions. It's incredible. Since Trump took office in January, she's reasserted the position, tangling with his administration to the point that his border czar, Tom Homan, threatened maybe she's going to be in trouble. In May, she reiterated her support for ICE's elimination and recently held Know Your Rights sessions in her district with immigrants who might be targeted for deportation. I wonder why they would be. That's weird. The White House seems so certain that this was a losing issue, it posted a whole article on AOC's call for the elimination of ICE in its official webpage. Y'all, it's not just her. The progressives are all doing this. They're not listening. I'm here for it. I'm just being your little tour guide while I'm watching you, literally, or watching them with you, set all the little bales of dried straw, have a whole lot of kerosene, and play with matches. Because that's what's happening. And then one of them is going to go, I got a great idea. Let's put the match over there. It's exactly what's going to happen. Representative Pramila Jayapal, Democrat Washington, that's the caucus of the Democrat progressives, introduced legislation that would ban ICE from detaining or deporting U.S. citizens. They put forward bills that stop ICE from detaining and deporting people. It's already against the law to do that. Why would you? Okay, maybe it's just a virtue signal. I don't know. Here's some more. Again, this is very article-centric on this part of the episode, but it's important because it shows you they're not listening. It is amid that backdrop that Representative Delia Ramirez, Democrat Illinois, called not just for ICE's elimination, but argued from the House floor last week that Department of Homeland Security should be eliminated as an agency, perhaps shifting some functions elsewhere. What? So DHS has got to go away, but all the ICE just moves over into that different bucket? Man, you guys really thought this one through. They want to abolish the Department of Homeland Security. They want to abolish ICE. They want to freeze the government to abolish ICE. I mean, literally, that's the next step. They're going to do it. They're going to freeze out and shut down the government in January because they're going to say ICE is out of control and it's going to be over DHS funding, and they'll try the whole, well, we didn't shut down the government again. The Republicans did again. We're going to see it again. Last one was 40 days. Can't wait for the next one. Quote, the tides are turning and the American people are seeing ICE as one of the biggest threats to democracy itself. Wow, wherever heard that before? It's a contradiction to what this agency was created to be, Ramirez said. They are terrorizing communities across the city, and you've seen this across the country. Again, y'all, they are literally just going to play with matches all day long until it falls apart. Hey, look, watch. It's already starting to. Again, everything's linked in the description. This took like an hour to piece all this stuff together, so I hope you're enjoying it. It's what we do for our country. I love every second of it, but I do hope I see some planes, some emojis, some over-the-targets, everything you can put in that emoji chat area to prove to these lefties that wander in they are in no friendly territory for them. All right, the Democrats are facing backlash online after 75 Democrats, that's almost 4 broke ranks to join Republicans voting for a House resolution which expressed gratitude for immigration and customs enforcement and other law enforcement officers, in addition to condemning anti-Semitism. Why did only 75 Democrats break? There's a whole lot more of them. And then on the other side of that same question, why are they in trouble now because they did that? Because the far left progressives are rabid and insane. That's why. Oh my God, it's the greatest thing ever. It's not uncommon for Democrats to thank law enforcement. I'm going to sidestep that one. However, the move comes as Los Angeles has faced days of political unrest following ICE raiding several downtown city neighborhoods, arresting over 50 people as part of the Trump immigration crackdown. The resolution, this is why they're pissed. I'm going to show you the pissed in a second. The resolution was introduced by Republican Representative Gabe Evans. Of the 212 Democrats in the House, 113 voted against the resolution. The resolution, quote, affirms that free and open communication between state and local law enforcement and their federal counterparts remains the bedrock of public safety and is necessary in preventing terrorist attacks, and expresses gratitude to law enforcement officers, including ICE enforcement personnel, for protecting the homeland. 113 voted for it, 212 total. That means they didn't get even half, or roughly right around half, and the other half are in trouble. Y'all, I don't know how else to express to you. They are actively dividing themselves. They're going to go down the road of anti-ICE, defund DHS. They're doing it. They're actively doing it. It's defund the police on a broad federal scale. It is wild. I'm going to let them keep on doing it. Like, go ahead. I'm here for it. But you're watching it happening like in real time. It's actually happening before it's news. All right, here we go. The backlash is already starting. All right, this little twerp right here, I'm not going to play him. He just annoys me. He's the Democrat from Florida, Mouskowitz. Then why didn't you sign the 160 Democrats, again, 160, not 212, 160, sent to Department of Homeland Security demanding that full and independent investigation? You used Renee's name for a video mocking the DHS secretary, but did nothing to hold her killer accountable. This is self-serving, cynical, disgusting behavior. Y'all, the wolves are circling and they're eating their own, and I'm freaking here for it. All right, now this is an interesting one. Western Lensman puts out some pretty good stuff on X. You can follow it if you want. But honestly, this is what they said, and I think it's a little bit wrong. Respectfully, I have a different take on this. NBC News, which showed you the article I just showed you, translated, Democrats warn to stop saying stuff they believe out loud before the midterm. Here's the thing. I don't think they're warned to stop saying stuff they believe out loud before the midterms. I think that they're being warned not to fall down the far left path that already cost them elections and cost them a whole lot of money and political support. It's not about saying stuff that they believe and then stop saying it. It's about stop letting the far extreme left dictate the talking points of the Democrat Party, which will sink the entire ship. So it's not quite saying stuff that they believe until after the midterms. Really, it's save yourselves is what it really is. The Democrats are trying to do it. And this part, oh my God, Joy Behar. I tell you what, if this does not wrap this up, I don't know what does. Listen to this. When they say the quiet parts out loud, y'all, I am so here for it because I just get to have fun with you guys. I hope you enjoyed this 32-second clip because it kind of lets something slip, which I'm pretty sure they didn't mean to say. In fact, watch this. Take it away, Joy. Hold on a second. Let me just take care of that for you. Okay, X, you're having that aneurysm again. Come on, I believe in you. I really want to play this clip. Come on, X. Let's make it. Damn it, X. Okay, here you go. I'm just going to tell you. Man, I really hate when that happens. It always happens when I have like 27 tabs. It's like X is like, nope, you've exceeded your amount of freedom. Here it is. Joy Behar says that ICE deporting illegals is strategy for Trump to win the next election. So the big whole point while she squawks is she says that the Democrats are pissed because Trump is using ICE to remove voters for the Democrats in the next election. Who wants to tell them that ICE is removing illegals? Which would mean A, she's dumb, B, illegals are voting, or C, both are possible. I'm just saying. Good to know Democrats are admitting that illegals voting were part of their scheme to steal an election. And that one, luckily, people, I don't need to go past the break in case of emergency tab because we are already at 41 minutes. We've had 2,300 people in here the entire time. I love each and every one of you, just the right amount that makes you feel comfortable. I hope you have enjoyed this live stream. I hope it was impactful as I think that it was. We're going to see a whole lot more of this. In fact, I cannot wait to follow this story for you guys, along with all the other crazy. Literally, my bucket runneth over with things that I've got to tell you about. It is a content-a-palooza out here. So make sure you don't miss any of it by hitting that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. Freedom will be sent to every corner of this nation, even the blue places. It might just take a little bit longer with your help and you poking the notification bell and poking that notification guy, get him off the couch and Cheeto dust off his chest. We can make this happen. Listen, I'll see you guys on the next one. It's been a pleasure. It always is. I'm Braden later.